everybody, and welcome to another edition of Walking with Will and Jonathan through lovely Warsaw on about as pretty a sunny day as you're going to get. It's not the warmest day, but it's certainly pretty.
It is. It is.
It's not the coldest day.
No.
It's not a record setter either way, is it? I mean, if we're honest.
Are we talking about the weather?
No.
Okay. All right.
We already did that.
We
did that off camera. We shouldn't do it now. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things about Warsaw, which is outstanding, is the number of parks.
Sure.
When people say Poland is beautiful, they can also say that the cities are often very, very nice because of the green spaces.
And there is a lot of it, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like we've said, you can walk for kilometers without touching a street all along this western edge of the river here.
Yeah,
right?
we're coming up to Polish Parliament. We'll come right behind it. You walk right beside it, you know. There's a big fence, but you're right next to it.
Yes.
Yeah, and we got a couple of nice things in store as we walk on that we'll show people. The Finnish village,
Oh yeah, right.
which is cool, and then the Ujazdowski Castle next to Łazienki Park, where we'll end our walk today. But perhaps you'll come back and do some more walking with me another time.
I will.
Or maybe we'll go somewhere next time.
We could do that.
Go abroad and when the weather is a little nicer. We've been waiting for a good day because this has been raining and horror for the last 3 weeks. But so
you
really
planned
nice.
this weather. It wasn't serendipitous.
I didn't plan. I didn't plan the weather, but I waited for it.
Okay.
And so then I get on the phone to the production and I go, it's like the Howard Hughes in the movie about Howard Hughes, the aviator, when he's looking for clouds to show that, he says, I must have clouds. He didn't say it like that. He says, however DiCaprio interprets Hughes. But I can't remember how he says it. And he has a weatherman totally dedicated to finding weather, because they need clouds, because you can't show how fast the plane is going unless you have a contrast.
Like a balustrade with two pedestrians.
You like a balustrade, which shows how fast we're not going. We're not going fast at all. Hey, whatever you do, don't look at the camera.
Okay.
This is supposed to be like let's go over here, a long view. Then we can turn around and people can see us perhaps as we stand.
Not where...
Not where the other fellow was. There's a lot of things people do in parks. One of them is walk, but it's not the only thing. You may have a picnic, you may throw the frisbee, or as the French story goes, a friend of mine asked, they were looking for a public restroom and asked where the nearest one was, and the French guy says, Mais madame, vous avez toute la France. But madam, you have all of France. Why are you asking?
It's the Namshowski D. It's the same thing they say.
You speak French, yeah.
With ashtray, they just everywhere.
Yeah, the ashtray is everywhere. The French are very, when it comes to functional things, they're very practical. I find sometimes a little too practical for our Calvinist Anglo-Saxon background. Yeah, but yeah, I think the parks are amazing, and you have several big parks. We talked about Łazienki Park. There's also the park across the river.
Yeah, well, you have these sort of more gardeny parks, and then you have your recreational parks, right? So the big one across the river in Praga is a more people are picnicking on the grass and throwing frisbees, and well, I don't see any frisbees in this town, but kicking a football.
Maybe kicking a football. That's a great big park too.
Yeah, and that's near the
that's where the British bomber crashed in World War II. Yeah.
The British bomber.
A British. Well, it's marked there.
Okay.
There were several that crashed.
I imagine probably.
In the attempt to aid the Warsaw Uprising. Yeah. Drop food and ammunition.
Yeah.
Most of it landed in the Germans' hands, but that's another thing you can do. There are lots of walks you can do. You can walk around the Jewish ghetto to the different monuments there, which is always fascinating, and then go to the museum. Or go to the museum, then do the walk, as you wish.
Yeah, because then you're familiar with what the spots represent.
Yeah. This walk we're on, you can start in the Old Town and go to Łazienki Park, and it's running from north to south or south to north, depending on where you start, either at the park or in the old town. You can also get a bike.
Well, yeah, the city bikes are really easy.
Yeah.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
Free, in fact, if you're under 30 minutes or something.
And the
like
bicycle paths are amazing. They didn't used to have those.
Yeah, that's been, they keep redoing the streets.
Extending them and redoing the streets. That's something that really didn't exist. I mean, there wasn't even a pedestrian crossing at the main Centrum roundabout until a year ago.
Exactly. Well, you could go under.
You could go under, but that's
classic Eastern Central /
What if you got a bum leg, Soviet, or you're an older person, you know, like a retired person,
well, yeah, no,
or a person in a wheelchair? You're screwed, right?
There's an elevator.
There is, but it doesn't always work. They didn't always work, you know.
But if you need to get some cheap shoes or some stockings, that's down on the underpass.
You go in the underpasses. Yeah. I try to stay out of the underpasses. I'll tell you this, another thing, shopping. Mm-hmm. We'll do a quick thing about shopping because we're coming to the end of the program. But they have some of the best shopping malls. And in the United States and other places, the shopping mall, UK, they're dying.
Malls?
Yeah, okay. They're dying. A mall, a shopping mall.
Not a Mao.
Pall Mall is a cigarette. Pall Mall. Okay, right. I don't know. I can't speak. And nobody comes to me for elocution lessons. No. But I mean, they ought to, though. And
they ought to. Yes.
And I offer very, very good rates.
You're speaking kind of mid-Atlantic.
Probably.
Yeah, you think you're in a 1940s movie.
I do, darling. Yes, I do. But it's not conscious, you see. Yeah.
So yes, the malls, the galleries.
They're the best here, anywhere in the world. They're the nicest anywhere in the world. The cleanest, the staff is nice.
Absolutely.
The bathroom, everything is really spick and span, and people go there for the experience of going to a shopping center.
Well, what I find, I mean,
they're not deserted. They're crowded.
Oh yeah. Well, there's another reason for that. It's not just that everyone's going there to shop for shoes. It's because they actually have grocery stores in all the malls.
And they have grocery stores.
So you're creating traffic for the whole thing because people actually go there to buy their groceries.
Yeah.
In the United States, you don't have food connected. You don't have grocery stores connected to an actual mall.
Yeah, which was a big oversight. Yeah.
So you have to rely on people that were either just hanging out in the day, teenagers, or people that were actually going to shop for clothes, which is not as big a deal as having to go every day for groceries, right?
Yeah, I think you capped that very well. I think that's true.
I do see there was an explosion of mall building here when they joined the EU, or when after the wall came down. And there was this rush to westernize, and I feel like in some way that might have affected the mom and pop / interesting boutique out on the streets. There's a lot of real estate that is still waiting to be kind of used for shopping and
oh my God, the real estate boom here is another thing.
But it's all been, a lot of it was focused on these malls, and so a lot of other things got neglected. And slowly certain neighborhoods are starting to get nice, interesting, eclectic shops and stuff.
But
I think it's been way behind what it could be because of these developments. And then there's been these new developments like Provicia and Conessa and stuff, which are kind of creating a mall, but in that mixed use
electrolysis, I call it.
Norblin and Brovar now.
Brovari, which is brewery.
They're kind of the next generation mall.
And Koshiki.
And they're still like complexes kind of cut off from the surroundings.
They're kind of food restaurant complexes, those ones last ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, that's all we got, folks. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like and subscribe on YouTube. That is not a direct order, but it is a direct request, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a plea. Please help us. What do I have to get on my knees and beg you to like and subscribe? I will, don't worry, I'm not that proud. You know that already. Okay, thanks for watching. Walking with Jonathan Roy. See you tomorrow night. Bye. Bye now.